Anti-Afro Spengalis, I was coming on here to let you know about a very strange occurrence. Very odd, very bizarre, quite perplexing, pretty much out of this hemisphere. Now, if someone has spent more than a year, time after time after time, constantly targeting specific people, talking about them, running all of these scenarios, slander, lies, accusations, putting up their post, getting their social security information from Mona that was stolen, putting up people's relatives based on the stolen information, repeating false allegations that others have filed with other agencies, running all of this on his channel. Yes, I'm talking about Antonio Johnson. Putting people's emails up, email addresses, which is against YouTube regulations, for more than a year, well into year number 2, constantly talking about those he doesn't even know, but he decided to target. What is the reason now, after he got fired, he got found out, he got fired, what is the reason that he is blocking those he targeted? Wouldn't you think he has a lot to say to those that he targeted? He should have so much to say because he was saying it for almost 2 years. Very much excited to run those live streams targeting innocent people he never had any interaction or conflicts with. However, he needed the praise, he needed the adulation, he needed the encouragement, he needed to feel as if he belonged. So he went along and did whatever he could to appease those who were clapping for him. More, more, more. We don't care if it's a lie. We don't care if it targets somebody's reputation. We don't care if it's a relative who's not on YouTube. We don't care about any of that. We just need you to keep targeting these specific people. Do any and everything you can to target these specific people. Fully prepared to break the law, to target specific people, and did break the law, targeting specific people, receiving stolen information from the Social Security system, linked up with Mona De Leon, Alexis Avent. Realized that she was all pissed off because she couldn't get people to attack others who didn't do anything to her. He didn't care as long as I can get information that I can put up on the live stream to get you to continue to love me, to appreciate me, to support me, to come to my channel, to tell me how great I am. That's all he cared about. What is the reason he's blocking those that he spent all that time talking shit about? He should have a lot to say to those he targeted. I'm not even going there about an apology or forgiveness. I don't even think like that. When it comes to demons, that's not in the equation. That is why the concept of forgiveness and let's, quote, talk it out and be palsy wowsy doesn't exist with subjects like this. What I am trying to bring forth, no conversation at all with those you targeted. Forget forgiveness. I'm sorry. No, not looking for that. What is the reason he has nothing to say to those that he targeted? Could it be a sense of shame and embarrassment? Is it humiliation? He's not even talking about what happened. Yet, how often did you hear these demands that Rev G go over the situation that happened with him that had nothing to do with anybody reporting him? He didn't report a threat. He's never going to make that mistake again. They want to talk about that. They want to ask questions about it, constantly seeking answers. But here you have Antonio Johnson, nothing, not at all, not a peep, not addressing it, not discussing it. It's as if those he targeted didn't even exist, but they do exist. They very much do exist. He said what he said. It isn't over yet. What is the reason he would deny the targets any acknowledgement or conversation? Now, I didn't go over there. This is the new channel. I would not go over there. But there are others who want answers, just like they're demanding answers, just like what they were saying. Why are you doing this? And what's the purpose of that? Constant evaluation, constant judging, constant expectations to explain. Give us an explanation, which is what Antonio Johnson kept demanding, thinking he can verbalize these realities about us, doesn't even know us. But he sure thought he was an authority figure on all of us. And I mean, when I say all of us, those he attacked, the information he stole, the information he put up that he got from Mona. He considered himself an authority figure. But now, nothing. Won't even talk about it. Don't you think it would be very much beneficial, having been fired as a probation officer? Don't you think it would be beneficial if Antonio Johnson got up in these YouTube streets and talked about what happened and perhaps try to discourage others from following in his footsteps? Not going to do that, because he is hoping, wishing, and praying, just like somebody else was doing before he came along and decided to take up the demon challenge. He decided to build bonfires so people can dance around the bonfires. He broke out the Ouija board and said, everybody come together and see the evil I'm perpetrating against innocent people. He decided to do that on his own. Now that he got fired, now he's looking for someone else to take his place. Why is he not resuming the attacks that he was perpetrating before he got fired? He was so desperate to resume or maintain the position that he had that he lied to probation. He thought, I can just lie and I can go back to doing whatever I was doing, getting this adulation, and it will go away. He was desperate. That was sheer desperation. Let me lie and get this blown over so I can go back to front Dork Fridays. Let me go back there and continue my reign, because I felt so good. I felt so good being told how great I was. The job was not important. Trying to encourage those to successfully complete probation, that wasn't fulfilling. Think about the reason that was not fulfilling. Because it was never real. He never gave a damn. What he gave a damn about is attacking the innocent, because it made him feel good, because he got the acceptance that he so desperately always wanted in life and never ever came close to getting. Because if you had, you wouldn't come onto YouTube and throw it all away. You won't come to YouTube if your life in general is content. I didn't say perfect, I said content. For the most part, things are going well. Bumps in the road, yes. You love your job, yes. You like what you do, yes. But let me just go on here on YouTube and F up my life. It couldn't have been in any way fulfilling offline. In no way was it fulfilling, because he pursued evil. That's the personification of evil. When you pursue evil, you seek to be around it. It's who he is. Antonio Johnson is a wicked, evil freak with malintent, who thought he was going to get away with what he did and can't believe that he was cold, clean, busted. Even live. Hey, even live when somebody came on and caught the link. Are you Antonio Johnson? Nope. Are you Antonio Johnson? Nope. Sat there denying who he is. Who is going to deny who they are? Think about that. You have something to hide if you are denying who you are. But we got the confirmation, it was pretty rapid, that we had the right idiot that was running around these YouTube streets acting as if he had no regulations, no rules, no ethics to follow. The ethics and the rules and the regulations apply 24/7. But he said, to hell with all that. You are making me feel so important. I'm casting off all the responsibility that I assumed when I took the job as probation officer. Forget about that. I need you to love me and praise me and worship me and tell me how much you miss me and all this garbage. Obviously not getting it at home, not getting it in the community. It wasn't fulfilling. So he comes to the Umar Johnson sector and looks around and sees, hey, they're getting a lot of attention. They're going after Rev G. Hey, they're talking about who? AAS. Let me jump on that bandwagon. And so many others. So many others he felt he can simply hijack their character while he's on that front Dork Fridays, acting holier than thou while targeting innocent people, labeling them as child molesters, being a danger to children. And this is someone who's supposed to uphold the law. We know what he was up to. He got cold busted. He now acts as if it never happened and trying to find a way to restart all these demands. And everybody look at me and see how great I am. It was all a facade. We knew it was a facade. We just didn't know what type of facade it was. We had no idea he worked for probation. I don't think everybody knew he worked for probation. I just don't believe it. I strongly believe that he felt he was going to be able to get away with what he was doing. It continued to drive and drive and drive. And when he was confronted, his instinct was to lie and deny. It was that important to him to be able to have a place that he can call home, where he's getting accepted and supported and praised and encouraged. That's what he was doing on Front Dork Fridays. But now, what's happening at this stage of the game? Try to find someone else to pick up where he left off, because he knows he cannot even consider getting any job with probation under the circumstances, or any position where vulnerable people are relying on responsible decision making. And we see he's irresponsible. Let's see where he lands. If he's landed, is he getting unemployment? He should not be getting unemployment. Definitely would not qualify, because he has misconduct connected to the work, connected to the job. How in the hell would they give this dude any unemployment benefits? He doesn't deserve them. What needs to happen, he needs to be held accountable for the thievery and the collusion and his co-conspirator activities with Mona and all these other subjects who knew the information was stolen. Listen, folks, I'm finishing up my complaint with Post, Peace Officer Standards of Training. The goal is to get the certificate terminated, revoked, decertified. No one in the position that Antonio Johnson was in should have any access to sensitive information or sensitive or vulnerable people. Cannot be trusted, point blank. Okay, folks, more coming your way. In the meantime, buyer beware.